And then I found out I was pregnant. And then I found out I was pregnant with twins. Me and the dad broke up. My salon closed. Will I starve? It sounds really dramatic now, but that is genuinely what I thought. Yes, they
were
did.
breaking them for orgies. Where it's all coming out now. Mate, that's the story of my life. We're lucky I've actually got makeup on today. That's where Will fell in love with me. These people on my social media were like, how's she actually putting up with him? I've been doing this for such a long time and I didn't even know.
Spoiler alert, it is a Sunday Times bestseller.
Everyone's like, what the hell is Kelsey going on about right now? Anyway, back to the book. #1 bestseller.
Don't know if I mentioned.
So Francesca, thank you for joining me on today's pod. Can you tell us a little bit about you? I give you this chance to talk about yourself, hype yourself up, big yourself up.
Okay.
Everyone goes, oh, what can I say about me?
No, it's not a problem. So, I'm Francesca Amber. I always say I lost everything in the pandemic. I didn't lose everything, but I had a complete life breakdown. And I started a podcast about the law of attraction to try and help people through the pandemic. And it basically became the UK's #1 self-help podcast. And since then, I've sort of niched down into helping women, particularly mothers, particularly single mothers, to achieve the life of their dreams and realise that they are the architects of their lives. They can manifest whatever the fuck they like. Can we swear on this, actually? We can all.
Swear away.
Hey, fucking great. Yeah, and they can do it for themselves.
Wow. Right. So let's go back. So in lockdown, you created a podcast, but how did you feel in lockdown? What made you do that? You just thought people going online doing things, you fancied it? Did you have a following?
No. I basically was having a mental breakdown. So I had although I was a single mum, I had quite a nice little life. Me and my daughter lived in a 1-bedroom flat above a pub in Islington. We had a lovely little time. I had a little beauty salon and I worked really hard. I was a newly single mum. And even though I was doing beauty 2 days a week, we had a good life and we had a great time. And I worked in a place I loved and we had holidays and everything was great. And then literally within the space of about 4 or 5 weeks, I made the questionable decision to move to the countryside where I didn't really know anybody. And then I found out I was pregnant. And then I found out I was pregnant with twins. Me and the dad broke up. My salon closed. And I think what they don't tell you about the lockdown, what people forget is if you were self-employed, there was a space of about 3 or 4 months where there was no money and they didn't tell you when it was coming. But if you had a shop or a salon, you still had to pay that landlord. So for 4 months, I still had to pay that landlord for a shop that was closed. And I didn't know when that would ever end. It had never happened. And I genuinely was at my rock bottom. I genuinely didn't know what I was going to do. I remember going to the supermarket and buying a massive catering bag of penne pasta. And I just thought, if I can't afford to feed us, I can feed me and my daughter just pasta with a bit of olive oil, a bit of salt. That would literally keep us going. And I think people forget how triggering those times really were, where we genuinely thought will I starve? It sounds really dramatic now, but that is genuinely what I thought. And so I was really in a race to the bottom with everyone I knew. I would look at people and I'd be like, you're all right, you're on furlough, you're having a lovely fucking time, being paid to be at home. You're all right, you're locking down with adults and playing board games every night and probably I know a man that was having orgies every weekend. Honestly, I'd meet him and he'd be like, oh, we've been having a great time. We've all been having, the gay men, don't get me started. They're all having orgies the whole of the lockdown. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, right. But so they actually broke government guidelines?
Yes, they did.
They were breaking them for orgies, where it's all coming out now.
My friends in Miami, they were having the time of their lives. And so anyway, I was comparing myself to everyone and just being I've got no money, I'm on my own, I'm with a toddler, can it get worse? And so one day I just decided actually, because I'd known about the law of attraction for about 10 years before that.
Yeah. But so when did you find out about the law of attraction? Because when we was younger, everyone used to read the book The Secret and was like, have you read The Secret? Have you read The Secret? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
She read The Secret. The Secret to Life.
I read The Secret and I took it too far. I read it and I literally was oh my God, this is going to change my life. Do you know, it was the tea-stained pages, wasn't it? And the little burnt edges, you'd discovered an ancient script. I was all in and I started to get very, very specific manifestations and I started to share it on my YouTube channel and people were oh my God, it was wild. my ex-husband, I found a picture of him online 2.5 years before I ever met him, saw a picture of him, was like, oh my God, that's my husband, cut it out, put it on a vision board, contacted Match.com, and they said, you're mental, like Data Protection Act, it ain't happening. And 2.5 years later, my friend was walking along the road, had never seen this picture, asked him out on a blind date for me, and it was him. And we got engaged 6 months later. It's the law of attraction. Like, that's how specific the manifestations were, like specific people, specific things. And so I had kind of like known about it for 10 years, but really it was being trapped in that house, pregnant with nothing to do. And I'm a workaholic. So like no way to earn money, no way to help myself in this situation. And I just remembered like the law of attraction, like I've done this for years. It's got me incredible results in the past. Why not do it now? And share it in a different way. And I mostly did it as a podcast because I didn't want to put makeup on anymore. Like, you know, like with YouTube, I was like, lighting, makeup. I thought, nah, I just want to do it in my pajamas.
I'll just talk. Don't have to. Yeah. Mate, that's the story of my life. We're lucky I've actually got makeup on today.
I think let's take podcast back to where it's just audio only.
To be fair, I don't like... Okay, this is probably taking me about 5 minutes to actually do my makeup today. I'm not that person that's like, I got to look perfect.
Yes.
Like, I just don't actually care.
Yeah, no, same. Good for you. Well, at the beginning of this whole book thing, I was like, I've got to have my hair done for everything. Like, I've got to have my makeup done. Now I'm at the point of like, I just put my hair in a plait last night and it hasn't even, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is.
The thing is, if I could take my makeup artist everywhere with me, I would be happy days because I just haven't got the energy. To do it myself.
But I think good for you because some people, I used to have a salon, right? And some people would come in for a spray tan. They would come in full makeup, go in the toilet.
You can be bothered.
Wash it off. It gets worse. Wash it all off. Have a spray tan. Go back in there and put their makeup back on.
I know someone that their husband's never seen them without makeup on. They sleep in the makeup, wake up, take it off, reapply.
Psychopath.
How could you actually do that?
That is mental. We've all done that on a first date, let's say. We've all pretended to go to bed in our makeup.
Have we?
Yeah. I'm saying first date very loosely, but, you know, in a sleeping situation, yeah, I've gone to bed and just, like, gone to bed in my makeup and then woken up 10 minutes
No,
earlier.
I don't mean that. I mean they turn up at the house and I've literally got no makeup on and my pyjama bottoms and I'm like, this is me.
Good for you. I need to be more like this.
Yeah, I don't actually care. I'm like, well, you're going to see me without makeup on one day, aren't you? So this is me. This is me, no makeup. This is my pyjama bottoms, the unmatching suit. Do you like me?
This is where I've been going
That's
wrong.
where Will fell in love with me.
This is why I've been single for 6 years. Okay, so I need to learn more from you, yeah.
So then you started the podcast. Now we're back into our podcast.
Yes.
Talking about you doing your podcast.
Yes. So it basically was what I'd been doing on my YouTube channel, which was just sharing the law of attraction in hopefully a relatable way. I feel like years ago, it's changed now, but years ago, the law of attraction was always like, you can be a millionaire, you can have a yacht. And it was very like businessman-y. And I was just like, actually, it's okay to just want to buy a little flat in London or find a boyfriend or like get pregnant if you've been told you've got polycystic ovaries. Like, do you know what I mean? Like just real things, or like finding friendships that feel like aligned with you. So I was trying to do the law of attraction for more relatable things. And so, yeah, turned it into a podcast. What a hurrah. No makeup for me, in my pajamas. And it just like went to number one in about 2 weeks.
But I think what happened in lockdown, apart from all these orgies, was that they tried to lock us down to sort of break us.
Yeah.
But they didn't, because actually so many people like you came into your own. Your vibrations went higher, they rose, and we weren't all then on the same frequency. And I think that is still happening now. I think the spiritual world, the law of attraction, these people that manifest, people need that because the world is so shit.
Yeah.
You look at the world and you think, what can I do to bring me more joy, more happiness?
What was your lockdown like?
I don't even want to know.
I love to hear what people's lockdowns are like.
I've been through a lot. I'd had Aurelia. She was 9 months. I then just found out I was pregnant with my son, Bodhi.
Oh my God.
And then when I was 35 weeks pregnant with Bodhi, my husband got diagnosed with a brain tumour.
Of course, yes.
So that was my lockdown.
Oh, in lockdown, that was?
In lockdown. So even going into the hospitals, everything like that was just...
Crazy.
Mental.
Wow.
But do you know what? Me and Tom had the best time though. He was driving. I think people on my social media were like, how's she actually putting up with him? Because Tom was that person that you're telling him to lock down. He was ADHD off the wall. So that's actually a signal for him to say, go out more.
Yes.
Lockdown, no, I'm going to go out. He went on ration adventures. He was trying to find toilet paper, beans, eggs every day.
Love it.
It was absolutely hilarious, and then spent the rest of the time indoors terrorising me. So I think people who watched us on social media in lockdown probably thought that I needed a gold medal to actually put up with him.
Yeah.
You're trying to literally cage a wild animal with him.
It's mental. And so many people broke up during lockdown. Yeah. So many people realised they hated each other. Thank God you actually had a nice time together. But
oh, yeah, we laughed and laughed and laughed. And I think we did a lot in the house. Like, not loads in the house, but like you said, sometimes you get joy in rearranging a kitchen cupboard. You're like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I painted my whole kitchen pink in lockdown.
Did you?
That's when I knew I'd taken it too far. Well, this was before the podcast. This is when I was really bored. And I had a really shitty old kitchen. It was awful. But I couldn't afford to like change it or anything yet. And so I painted it pink and I did the handles. Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, you loved it.
I mean, it looked like shit, but...
Tom shaved his hair and dyed it bright blonde in the lockdown.
Wow.
Like Eminem.
Why not?
Honestly, it was like, what day were we... Oh, and he ordered this hot tub, and obviously everything was on a delay. Yeah. So every day he'd go and be like, where's my hot tub? He's northern. I was like, Tom, just give it a break. Give it a break. He was hilarious. So, yeah, that was my lockdown was a bit different. But I guess obviously that then opened me into my world of being spiritual. And when Tom did get diagnosed with a brain tumour, it was, there's got to be more than this.
Yeah.
Than this shit show that I'm living. There's got to be more out there. What's out there? And it just woke me up. I'm massively into the law of attraction. But what's weird for me is that I've been doing this for such a long time and I didn't even know. Yes. I started when I was 19. When I met Tom, I used to travel the country doing workshops for young children.
Right.
Well, teenage girls. But maybe I was a bit older. Maybe I was 20, 21. They were teenagers, come along like young teenagers. They were fans of The Wanted. But it was all meant to be a dance workshop. But they'd turn up and they'd have no self-confidence.
Right.
So we started doing these workshops. What was about what you give out in life is what you get back. If you walk into a room and you're positive and you're ready to go, you'll catch someone's eye. Yeah. So it's so weird because I've always been doing it, but I didn't really know what it was.
You were ahead of the game.
I was ahead of the game.
Ahead of the curve. Some people do say to me though, my friend Jen was like, when we were talking about it, she's like, I feel like I've just done it naturally all my life.
Yeah, some people do.
Some people do, and you're blessed. You are blessed that you, like, I'm the opposite. Like, my parents were quite negative and I grow up with like a negative disposition, and so I have to actively work really hard to be positive and see the positive in situations. But I think when you're trying to teach it, that's a good place to come from, because you know, like you just assume everyone walks around like that. I don't. I assume everyone walks around being like, this is going to be terrible. That person's going to be the worst person. Because if you start off at that point, you've really got to find the tools and techniques to like raise that vibration.
But Tom was literally the king of manifestation.
Really?
Well, he went from a boy from Bolton who hadn't really had singing lessons. And what he said to me is he would stand in front of the mirror every single day or with his guitar or whatever he's doing, and he would picture himself in front of an audience. But he was like, I wouldn't just pick like 10 people to be in this audience. He was like, Kels, I would envision that it was like hundreds of thousands of people. And he did it.
I love hearing things like that.
He was always so positive, and he was like, right, we're doing this. Even at the house that he ended up in, he wanted a certain price bracket of house that he wanted to move into.
I always think it's like a mixture between strategy and taking action and actual work, but then there's also this side that you can't really explain, and it's like he wanted that. There are a lot of people that have been like, no, that can't happen. If you have got a brain tumour, there's absolutely no way. But you can't explain how. Did they oversee it? Did they like you can't explain it?
But he knew. He always, anything that he wanted, it would happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I think we have multiple businesses together, because I think now I was always the one that actually lifted him to get to where he wanted to be.
Right.
Like you're saying, sometimes you can't be deluded and go, hang on, I'm going to manifest that I win the lottery.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate it when people say that.
you've got to be realistic in your manifestations of what you want. Like, be realistic. Like,
Well, realistic as well of what you deserve. I feel like we only can manifest to the level that we believe in ourselves and that we also show up every day. So like, obviously everything is like a bit of a stepping stone, right? Like, and I feel like if I, right back at the beginning of the pandemic, had like, you know, been laying around every day watching TV, just pregnant, like, oh, my life is terrible. If I had said then, like, I'm going to write a best-selling book with Penguin and it's going to be a Waterstones, a Sunday Times bestseller. Spoiler alert, it is a Sunday Times bestseller. And like, I'm going to do a 7-date tour all around the UK. That would have felt unbelievable at that time because I hadn't put in all of the work and the steps that now every day.
to get to that point.
Right. So it's like, it is that half that's like the strategy and the action and the way that I live my life daily, which people could argue, well, that's not the law of attraction. That's just discipline and that's just showing up. But then there's the other part that's like, only 1 in 3,800 books makes that list. 1 in 3,800, a 0.28% chance. I've Googled it. And so there is a part.
GPT in that.
I did chat GPT it. And it's like, it's a mixture of the two, isn't it? I love it because you can't quite explain it.
You can't quite explain it. And I think even for me now, where I am sat here doing the podcast, having things that have happened to me, you know, since losing Tom, some people online, I get trolling, that they're like, she's just milking the death of Tom and blah, 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 blah. But it's like,
horrible.
No, did Tom manifest this life for me that he wanted me to have when he died? Or have I done it? Who knows? But, you know, I think, again, what I've been teaching them kids when I was 19, however old I was, is what you give out is what you get back. Like, I've been through so much shit.
Yeah.
Maybe this is my law of attraction. That I deserve to be hosting a podcast and be successful in my own right.
And isn't it wild how if somebody dies, we forever tarnish that person, like who Ashley Kane and Safia. I feel like every time you see that poor woman at an event or somewhere having fun, how dare she?
Yeah, you can't have fun.
You look in the comments, there's always people that are saying, how can you be laughing while your child's dead? It's like, that doesn't define your entire life. Like, how can that define you for the rest of your life? Like, that's mental, isn't it?
I just can't believe people actually comment and
Fuck
say
'em.
things online. I am just like, fuck them. And do you know what? What I think is weird online as well is that I've now started to do more positivity on there, and you don't get the likes like you do if I put something sad up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
People just want.
But I don't. But are they looking at that? Like, when something's sad, do you just comment because they're trying to uplift me?
I don't know.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm really like.
I don't know, but it is weird. I must have watched like one thing on TikTok and then my entire algorithm, I don't really look on TikTok very much. So my algorithm's all like skewed and I've just got like grief porn on there. It's all people that have had people die. And I'm like, why is, and they often say as well, like people are trolling them saying like, how can you use this platform? And they're like, I'm allowed to express myself. I'm allowed to express my grief. I'm allowed to talk about my child or my partner or whoever it is that's died. Like, do you know what? Let people fucking live. What is that book by Mel Robbins? Let them.
Yeah.
Just let them. If someone wants to talk, there are people that have posted pictures of people that have died. Let them.
Yeah.
Let them do it. If that's what helps them heal, let
each
them.
to their own, isn't it? And you just think like, you see it and you think, whoa, I don't know if I could do that. But if that's how they feel, then let them.
Yeah.
It is literally let them. Yeah, I just think as well that if you do go down the rabbit holes of how negative social media can be, it's quite draining. So I'm on this new like positivity, law of attraction. I find it hard to actually manifest.
Okay.
But I've done my human design. Have you ever done your human design?
People have done it for me and I don't know what it means.
What are you? Do you know what you are?
I can't even remember.
I bet you're like a manifesting generator.
This sounds familiar.
So if you're a manifesting generator, everyone's like, what the hell is Kelsey going on about right now? But it's your human design. It's who you are. It's what you were made to be. But mine is completely different. So I find it actually really hard to manifest.
Right.
Manifest.
Can't even say it.
I can't even say it. That's why it's not happening for me. I can't even fucking say it. Yeah.
Do you? In what way? Like, give me an example.
What of like... I don't know.
What do you do?
I feel like I block energy sometimes, so it doesn't happen for me.
Right. Okay.
So I'll journal, I'll write things down, but I don't think I was put here to be a manifester. I think I'm here for a different reason.
Okay.
And this is really down a different path.
Okay.
I'll bring it back. So your book.
I do always think though, like it might be that journaling isn't for you. Like I hate journaling.
Yeah.
I never journal. I never write my goals down really. If I want something, I just see a moment.
Yeah, what do you do? Okay, so for Joe Blogs at home,
Okay.
what do you do?
So I think sometimes rather than I think visualization, number one, is the most important tool ever. That is the most important technique I've ever used to manifest anything. But if you are trying to manifest something and you're trying to visualize, like, say, for example, right, you wanted to take your children. And as a single mum, this was my goal at one point, to be like, I want to take my children on holiday by myself. That's like a really big thing for me to be able to do. And I want to be on a boat in the ocean with the wind. Like, I want to, do you know what I mean? I want to take them abroad.
With the wind in my hair.
Yeah. And trying to like visualize that goal of like, I'm going to take them on holiday can be really hard. But if you pick a moment, so I picked this moment that I was like, I want to be on a boat. I want to feel the sun. Like, you know, that feeling of being on a boat, like the breeze and like,
yeah.
I just visualized that moment. And it's so much easier then when you manifest it, you're like, oh, the moment is here rather than the whole thing. A little bit like with the Sunday Times bestseller. I don't know if I mentioned I'm a Sunday Times bestselling author.
I don't know if you know, but
it is in the news this
one
week.
Opposite me is a bit of a big deal.
But the same with that, like rather than trying to manifest the whole thing, it feels too vague. You visualize the specific moment of the person calling you and saying, oh my God, guess what? You made it, you're on the list. Like, and what you're going to do to celebrate that moment. I find that picking a pinpointed moment.
So you just visualize that in your head?
Yeah. Yeah, visualize it, but repeatedly. Like I do it on repeat. So I would do it like more than once. It'd be something that you have to get obsessed with. I think a lot of goals, like you've got to be really obsessed to make them happen. And I think with goals, like they just want your energy. They just require your energy and your attention. And think about it. How many times have you written down goals at the beginning of the year or something? And then you can't actually even remember what they were. Like you can't even remember how much time you dedicating each day to the memory or the energy of that goal. So one of the things that's in this book, going back to this book, that is really good for mums is I find it really hard to set time aside to work on my own goals and stuff. You know, like I'm a single mum. I'm either working or my children are there and they ain't letting me doing shit. Like they don't give a shit about my goals.
They go on and on and on and on.
They do. They never stop.
They don't stop. And you're just like, can you actually give me a second? Even on Sunday, I was trying to do like a million things. I had some brand work that I was super excited about going out. And we was like running with it on Sunday. And then I'm trying to make a dinner for everyone. Do this. And they're going to me, Mum, can you do this? Mum, can you do that? I'm like, Will, like as in my partner, he sat on the sofa. I'm like, ask Will. He's actually just sat there.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just mum, isn't it? It's like mum.
Default parent.
But I think as well, for me, I'm all they've had. So they come to me for everything. They need to learn to go, oh, Will's there. I could just go and ask Will now.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like their
Or maybe
channel.
figure it out yourself, kids. Figure it out yourself.
They can't.
They truly can't. But yeah, this is one of the things. So with the, you know, everyone knows that making a vision board for your goal is like really, really important. It's something that can really help you, but I ain't got time for that shit. So I discovered a few years ago, I like to call it crafting your vision. So my daughters love to sit and paint, colour, draw all that stuff. They love it. So I would sit down with my daughter, and every single time I would sit there and paint. Our children don't want us to be running around cleaning the kitchen, doing whatever, saying, oh, I'm too busy, I just got to do this bit of work. They just want you to be present. And I think I speak for most mums when we say, we just want to be more present with our children. We want to spend more quality time. But also, some of that shit's boring as hell. So I would start sitting and I'd be like, Bo, I'm going to paint with you. And I would paint and draw my dream house over and over and over again. Every time I'd do it with like this centralized arch window, a cherry blossom pink tree in the garden, a pool. I would do all.
Wow, can I see this picture? Are you really good at art?
No, I'm terrible at it, but I would do it over and over. And sometimes people say to me like, oh, what did you do with them after? Did you like sage them? No, I chucked them in the bin. It wasn't important what you did with them. It's that I'd sat there for half an hour thinking, this is what I want my dream house to look like. And I genuinely did that over and over and over. Spoiler alert.
That's what I do on Rightmove. Is that not what you do?
Well, yeah. So that's it. Like anything that's giving your energy to it. So I now live in that house. I now have that centralised arch window. I've got a cherry blossom tree. Didn't even know it's a cherry blossom. Moved in the dead of winter. Spring came. What a goddamn surprise. And so I have that exact house that I painted.
But when things happen, do you think it is a surprise, or do you say that was the law of attraction?
So I think that have you heard of the reticular activating system?
No.
Right. So as we go through our life, if you think when you walk in here, there's millions of pieces of information, right?
Yeah.
There's everything about you, your earrings you're wearing, the brand of this light, the colour of this yellow. There's everything in here. But my brain only filters out what is relevant to the narrative of my life, right? So I can't pay attention to all these different things. But we do that every day. So everyone will have experienced this when you go, oh, I'm thinking of buying a Range Rover, or I'm thinking of buying a pug. So all of a sudden, everywhere you go, you will see Range Rover, pug.
Or when someone else gets the car, you go, God, I've seen that car everywhere now.
Exactly. You will literally see pugs everywhere. Does it mean that there's suddenly more pugs or Range Rovers? Absolutely not. They were always there. But your reticular activating system is filtering out what is relevant to your narrative of your life. So if you applied that consciously and you told yourself, I am a successful woman, I'm the #1 podcaster, I am an author, I'm desirable to men.
I just think with men and women that we expect too much from a man, and I am guilty of it.
Okay.
I mean, poor Will, I've met him and he's like, I've literally been pulled from my mum's house, and now you want me to actually be a man and do all this stuff? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, grow up, what?
Yeah, grow up. Like, I've literally been living at my mum's house for however long. Like, what the fuck, Kels? But I think you have to accept, and I think we're bad at accepting, aren't we? That person for who they are. We always want more.
I think it's very little to ask of her, to be honest. Sometimes I don't know. I just
see my mum is very much a He-Man hater.
Really?
She would, yeah. The life partners have just not been good choices.
Yeah.
So with like different dads and stuff like that. But she says now, if she's split up with my stepdad, she would just be on her own. She's like, I am done with men.
Yeah.
Like, she loves Johnny, she accepts Johnny, but Johnny is hard work, my stepdad. But
another child, people often say.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what? I do feel like it wasn't that long ago, our mums' generations, where you had to be married. You couldn't get a mortgage on your own. You often couldn't have your own business. You couldn't have your own goddamn credit card. And we really needed men to survive. And now that we don't need them, and they've had to raise that bar to have access to us, we're just like, oh, I'd rather not actually. And I know there's exceptions to the rule, and I know some people are genuinely in love, and I'm so happy for them, but I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah. But maybe you've not met your soulmate. But maybe you wasn't meant to be here to meet your soulmate. Maybe your soulmate is someone else, like your mum, your sister.
Yes, and I do.
And you're an individual to be here because you're spreading your love to so many other people that you...
Yes.
Because I obviously met my soulmate in Tom, and like, if you had met Tom, you'd be like, oh my God, because we were literally the boy and girl version of each other at that. We met in our teenage years.
Wow.
And we were the boy and girl version of each other. I met him outside a nightclub really randomly and fell in love, and looked at him and was like, I love him. My friend's like, you've never spoken to him. I was like, I just love him though.
Wow.
I know that I'm in love with him. Really weird. But that is like a one-off, isn't it?
It's an exception, it's not the rule.
Yeah.
That's not what the majority of women are saying. And that's what I mean. There are some people, who do I always think of? Dick and Angel Strawbridge. They seem really happy. They seem really in love. I don't know why I always think of them. Or I always think like one man's treasure is another man's treasure. Like look at Spencer Matthews and Vogue. Like he was a slag on Made in Chelsea. No one wanted that slag. And now he's like a lovely husband. Yeah. Like people you can see when people find their person.
Yeah, you find that person
and you can see it.
I reckon Will's family and friends think that about him since meeting me. It's like he's a changed man. What's happened?
How amazing.
He's decided to change for me.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I've got a very strong vision. I've always had this, that I'll meet the love of my life when I'm 50 and that we'll go to India. Don't know why. I just really feel it in my bones. Like when my daughters are like university sort of age.
You're going to do it.
My chihuahua will die because she'll be about 15. But also let's normalise like how nice that is, that life is like a tapestry and a journey, and that actually I could meet someone in my 50s and that could be a really enriching part of my life. How incredible that you met somebody in your teens and that lasted, what, a decade, maybe more?
Yeah, we were together for 13 years, me and Tom.
13 years. What a success. Like how amazing. My mum and dad were married for 25 years and my dad always says, I don't care what anyone says, that was a success. 25 years, that is a success.
Yeah, massive success.
Why do we see breaking up with people as a failure? Like people often say to me, because obviously I manifested my husband, and then they're like, well, you're divorced now. I went on Lorraine the other week and Ranveer was like, well, you're divorced now. How did you manifest that? And I'm like, absolutely I did. Like, he brought so much value to my life. He taught me so many things that my own parents weren't able to teach me, that how can I look back and be like, that was a failure? It was 6 years of amazingness.
It's your journey, it's you, it's what you're here to do. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. Again, it's like they're trying to call you out because you manifest and do all this. It's like...
trying to drag me down.
Trying to drag you down, but do you know what I mean? Oh, what, because you've been through a divorce?
Yeah.
Because you're a single mum, like... who cares?
I think big up the single mums. I honestly have 0% shame in being a single mum. And it wasn't always that way. I used to feel like I had to have like a window cleaner on my grass cut because, you know, like the single mum on the street has always got like long grass. I just felt like that was a stereotype. And now I just think I'm actually like the baddest bitch in my village, probably one of the richest, and I'm fucking living my best life. And I'm a single goddamn mum. And I've got more than one baby daddy, like a slag, but that's all right.
She's living my best life. She's like Diane, isn't she? She's been through them all.
We should get together.
I think you'd love her. You'd love her. But my mum's always like done this law of attraction with me. She has actually done this.
Do you think she taught you it? Like subliminally as a child?
So.
She must have done.
But I do definitely think, obviously, meeting Tom definitely took me to a different page. And I think with me, I've got so much going on with like confessing. I feel like I'm very witchy. Things happen to me.
Are you a witch?
Yeah.
Do you go to a coven?
No, but things happen to me and I just can't explain it.
Like what? Come on, give us one.
No, I just weird stuff all the time. If you spent more time with me, you'd go, that was weird. Like since meeting Will, he goes like to people, oh, you don't want to come into our house. He's like, just weird stuff happens in the house.
Okay.
Like I get signs, I get messages, people come to me. Like it's very weird.
Have you ever had a message in your sleep?
Oh, I get all my dreams. Yeah. And my dreams become reality as well. So maybe that's my time to manifest.
Yeah.
Because what I see in my dreams happens.
Premonitions?
Yeah.
Wow. And can you differentiate that between a regular dream? Like it feels different? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Stuff happened. Yeah, but it's since obviously going through this with Tom, being at my lowest of the low, that's happened to me. And I guess, you know, I always talk about spirituality, and that's found comfort for me because I think you have to do what gets you through each day when you are living the darkest of times.
Yeah. And you never chose to be a single mum. And also, like, not all single mums are created equally. Like, you get no break. You get no time when they're with their dad, obviously. Like, that is a completely different...
because what I used to say was I was a solo parent. And I think that was harder because I didn't have the dad to come in and go, oh, don't worry, I'll take them. We'll swap every other weekend. Like, there was not that. It was just constantly me. And because the kids lost their dad, it was even more on me because I was their absolute everything. Yeah. And I needed to be present and be with them because it's like, well, you can't go anywhere because dad's left us. So you've got to be here and show face, mum.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, back to the book. #1 bestseller.
Don't know if I mentioned Sunday Times.
Go and buy it. Everyone needs to get out and get. I've got my copy. I'm gonna read this on the train on the way home. And
Thank you. I really, all I wanted for this, I wrote this when I was in my depths of despair. You know, when you just feel I remember once doing this thing where I was on Instagram, a live or something, and I was I don't think, I haven't actually got my nails done today, but it's not the point. But I was I can't imagine ever having my nails done again. I couldn't, because my days were just spent 14 hours a day breastfeeding in a little house in a village where I didn't know anyone. With twins. Don't know if I mentioned that. But just, I could never see, I feel especially in motherhood, we feel every stage is permanent.
But do you know what?
It's not.
I don't ever feel like that.
You don't? It's 'cause you're a witch.
Because I just think it's all so short-lived. You feel like you're breastfeeding, but again, that's short-lived until even if you're feeding until you choose to feed till they're 3 or 2, that goes so quickly. How my kids are 6 and one's turning 5. I can't believe that I'm there and there's been 6 years of my life. It's all just a phase and a stage, and we're only actually here such a short period of time. Yeah. So when you look at something, I go, oh, well, it's only a phase of them, a phase doing that.
Yeah, well, that's what I needed, but I felt like it was
You needed me.
I needed you.
You didn't know where I was.
Where were you? We were both pregnant at the same time, having babies in different places, locked down. Do you remember? So if you had your baby the same time as me, so you weren't allowed to. I remember there was another girl in my village that also had twins, and we used to just take our prams and walk them around the village. And then we accidentally met this other mum, and we were like, oh, should we sit on this bench? And they were like, no, it's illegal to sit on the bench. Do you remember that? And we were like, if someone looks out their window and puts it on the village Facebook group that there's 3 of us convening, and including the 4 babies, that's too many people. I can't even add up how many. Yeah, how wild.
It was wild.
And now they're at school. Lockdown babies are at school. This is a new era for me. Schoolgirl mum.
Are you liking it?
Fucking loving it. I am loving it.
Are you loving it because you feel like you got your life back now?
Right. Let me tell you, I think there's a big difference between paying for childcare that is your choice. And I know that school is still a choice and we can choose to take our children out. But there's a difference between being I'm choosing to put my children into nursery. And for me, I was I felt so guilty, and I did 2 days a week. To the government saying, right, it's school hours now. You do it Monday to Friday. And it's almost like my dad's allowed me to do something. And I'm thank you. So now I just got 5 days a week to live my life. And I could not be happy. I was sad, but...
Yeah, I was sad when Bodhi... I feel with Bo, because he's an October baby, I've had him with me forever.
Same,
and he's only ever done 3 days at nursery, like you said, of choice. So I've always had him on a Monday and Friday, and he's done all of his activities. And then when he started, I was oh, my baby. And even yesterday, because obviously it was the first proper week, it's I'm not going. I'm yeah, you are.
You are. Got my life to live now.
I'm you're going. He's no, I don't go Mondays. I'm you love school anyway. And he does actually love it. And he's actually been great starting school. So.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It's an end of an era, isn't it? But I'm so excited for it. And I feel when you've been used to having only 2 or 3 days a week, and I would feel because it was so expensive, I was right, you can't talk to me. I'm not coming for lunch. I'm just working. I have to make the most of this time. But now, this ain't on my dime. Do you know what I mean? Well, it's on my tax dollar, but it's not on my time. So I'm just I'm gonna have this new easy life. This is my theme for the next era. Is I want to have an easy, soft girl life, because I've struggled for 5 years.
Oh, I'm on that page. Should we high five?
Let's do it together.
Should we high five on that one together?
Let's do it. And I
feel this is what I need now. Just life, give me
easy
rainbows and butterflies, because that's what I deserve.
That is what you deserve. And I just feel you know how they say the universe loves a vacuum. So if you have a space in time or your calendar or your house or whatever, it will always fill it, unless you're conscious about it. So I'm very aware that if I didn't actively change my mindset, I've spent 5 years feeling overwhelmed, rushed off my feet, don't have time for this, don't have time for that. That would just continue, and my work would just fill 5 days a week. So now I'm very conscious about saying no, I'm a school mum now, and I'll just take my time, and I'll walk the dog for an extra half an hour, and I'll watch This Morning on my sofa, and I'm who is this bitch?
Who am I?
So yeah, I think we have to be really conscious to keep that level of ease, because otherwise you'll just fill up the time. And you'll just be, and you hear it all the time, people saying, oh, I thought I'd have loads of time when they're at school. And then it just...
Yeah, just make the most of the time.
Yeah. Have a nap.
Have a nap.
I've had so many naps.
Have you?
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
You can.
You can, Kelsey.
Try.
But I do feel like you said, because I'm on this ease now and I'm only getting the butterflies and the rainbows and whatever else to me, that it doesn't go as quick. When I used to drop a radio off, it's be like, oh my God, back up to school. Like, I feel like the days I've spent more time doing stuff for me. But what would be your one bit of advice or anything, a message for people to get the book? Who needs this?
I would say it's for anyone really, but specifically for mums that feel like they've tried self-development, they've tried manifestation, and they've not been able to keep up with the 10-point checklist, the 5 things you got to do before everyone wakes up. Nah, that ain't for me. Like, everything in this book takes no extra time or energy. You're able to include your children in it, and you're able to completely transform your life.
Yay! Thank you so much. You have been an absolute pleasure. Can we have her back? Until next time, I'm Kelsey Parker, and this is Mum's the Word. And we'll be back with another episode, same time, same place, next week.